So here I am in the Liberty Tearooms at Hemel, and we have here...
Hi, my name's Owen Cooper. I'm the Community Development Manager for Liberty Tearooms and Community Hub.
And hello, I'm Kerry-Anne Cooper and I'm the CEO and founder of the charity.
I know that you also, Kerry, are the inspiration behind the design of these magnificent tea rooms. Just tell me, we've got a little bit of music in the background. Is it 1950s music?
Yes, we've got Glenn Miller, Ageless. So we like to have music on, actually for musical therapy. We have quite a lot of elderly people who come in here, some who are living with memory impairment and dementia, and it just really helps to soothe and make them feel very welcome.
And can you just describe what we can see around us? It's very welcoming.
Yeah, well, that's my wife is Crazy Head. It's a beautiful vintage tea room with load of clocks on the wall, a beautiful bar with lovely scrummy homemade cakes. We've got some booze, but people can sit down with old bus seats. It looks like a proper bus stop. It's great. And we've got 16 different beautiful handcrafted teas as well, and also amazing coffee.
And you have a unique way of paying.
Yes, so we have a donation system. We have an honesty box. All the figures that you see on our menu and on the pallets are a suggested minimum donation. That's basically covering the cost of what it takes for us to prepare and make the food here. So when you come in, you'll be given a little brown envelope, and you'll be given a slip to a total of all the things that you've ordered, and then we leave it up to the guest to donate whatever they feel is right.
Now, Owen, this isn't a normal cafe, is it?
It's certainly not a normal cafe. It's really for the community, and the suggested donation is there for a really good purpose. So anyone, whatever financial situation they're in, they can come into a lovely warm place and feel welcomed, and that is the idea. There's a lot of people in isolation in our community, and we want them to come in and meet new friends.
And you give debt advice?
Yeah, we run a debt counselling service called Christians Against Poverty. That's been going for 15 years in Hemel Hempstead, and we run that now, and the centre manager is Christine Bird. So anyone who's got some debt needs, they get advice here.
And Kerry, that was the purpose of opening the tea rooms, wasn't it? You have a tragic story behind this.
Yes, so unfortunately, around about sort of 6 years ago, we had a gentleman who came to seek some help and support. He'd lost his business, lost his home and his family, and was in financial crisis. Came and sat with us, and unfortunately at that time we had about a 3 months waiting list. So we invited him to keep coming back and having company with us, which did a couple of times, and then we didn't see him until his appointment was ready. And then just before his appointment came up, we got a phone call from his sister to say unfortunately he wouldn't be available because he had taken his own life. And that really shook me, and I thought, never again is that going to happen on my watch. So really the whole of the tea rooms was born out of a tragic event, but it has brought so much life to our community.
And you've managed to keep going for 5 years, Owen. That's quite an achievement.
What an absolute blessing, and that is testament to our amazing community who have backed us all the way, and we are so grateful that they are really supporting us. And I just want to big up our volunteer team as well. We have 60 volunteers here at Liberty Tea Rooms from all walks of life who are amazing, amazing people. So we're so grateful and blessed.
Well, let's just see now, if you just move out of the way. We've heard the teacups rattling in the background, and there's lots of clocks on that wall. But if we just move over here, I think this is Christine, isn't it?
I am Christina, yes. I run the CAP Debt Centre at the Liberty Tea Rooms.
And my name's Georgina Borden. I'm the Grants Manager at the Hertfordshire Community Foundation.
Well, Christina, perhaps you can begin by just telling us a little bit about how you go about offering debt advice here. And in a tea room, it's quite a public place.
Yes, so if someone is in need of debt help, the first thing they would need to do is call our 0800 number, which is a free phone number that puts them in touch with CAP head office up in Bradford. So the number is 0800 328 0006. They will be booked an appointment with a local debt coach. We normally meet them here for the first appointment, and we typically would meet them in this booth, which is slightly more private than the rest of the tea rooms, and there's always a good background buzz. You've already heard the music playing, the teacups clattering, so you can often have a surprisingly open conversation, build a relationship between the client and the debt coach. And after that point, we'd often meet them in their homes to go through all of their financial information, make sure we've got accurate information and paperwork about their complete financial story, and from that point our expert debt advisors in head office will be able to recommend a route out of debt that's appropriate for their situation and a budget for them to live on in the meantime. And then locally we'll keep supporting them all the way until they get debt free.
And you have some nice stories about clients becoming debt free.
Oh yes, lots of them. When a client becomes debt-free, we invite them into the tea room for a big celebration, and there's a bell just on the wall behind me, and we'll ring that bell and announce to everybody present that that is what their donations are going towards. They are helping support families across Hemel Hempstead get out of financial difficulty, and there's always an amazing reaction to that.
And in the tea rooms themselves, people come in, there's somebody sitting almost on the door as you come in, and they can discreetly say they're here for debt advice, can they?
Yes, absolutely. And all of the volunteers who are on the door, they know exactly who to put them in touch with, which is normally me, and we'll be able to just have a chat with them and encourage them that they're doing an amazing thing, an amazingly courageous thing by reaching out for help, and that there is always hope.
And it seems strange that people will come to a tea room rather than inviting you into their own home initially. Can you explain that?
Yes, so often if people are in financial difficulty, that can have a real impact on the state of their home. It's a very personal thing to invite someone into their home, and so, you know, some clients, I've got one client who I've been working with for a while who has no furniture in their home, not even a carpet. And he's not comfortable with me going into that situation, inviting me into his home when it looks like that. So he's much happier to meet me here at the tea rooms. Other clients, if their mental health has been struggling because of their financial situation, they might have had trouble maintaining their homes, and it's a similar thing. It's a very personal thing to invite someone into your home, and this provides a safe, warm, neutral environment where we can have those first conversations.
And again, some nice stories when people become debt-free, they still save money.
Yes, so we had a family go debt-free recently who they'd been contributing regularly into what we call a CAP plan, which is a debt management plan, and the money that they pay into that plan, all of it goes towards their debts or to some savings. So they were already in the habit of putting money aside every month to get debt-free, and at the moment they went debt-free, they were like, wow, I've got all this money that I've been surviving without all this time. I know what I'll do. I'll set up my own savings account and I'll save that money instead. So we're, through working with us, they're building long-term habits of saving and of managing their money well, that's going to see them hopefully stay debt-free for the long term as well.
Well, let me move over now, and thank you for telling us all that, but let me move over now and talk to Georgina. Wow, I'm just wiggling my way into what used to be bus seats, I think.
I know,
Georgina, but the Hertfordshire Community Foundation, this is a charity that you support.
Yeah, so I'm the grants manager at the Hertfordshire Community Foundation, and we're an independent charity who make grants to other organisations, other charities and community groups in the county who are helping support the people of Hertfordshire. So we address need and deprivation across the entire county. And we do that thanks to our portfolio of donors, that local philanthropists, companies who have funds with us. We manage those funds and help link those individuals, those philanthropic individuals, with the organisations who are doing grassroots work in the county. So the kinds of groups that you might not find if you're, just looking on your own for somewhere to give your money, but we can help you kind of find those organisations. So we manage a fund for Affinity Water, and we had a grant for the Liberty Tearooms. We were able to put those two together and link you up.
Well, would you like to say, I think Affinity Water is giving £4,500?
Absolutely, and so some of that was from the fund, and Affinity Water really, really generously gave a little bit extra to make sure that they could fully fund this grant. So it's a really amazing grant to be giving. The full grant was £5,000, and Affinity Water gave £4,500 towards that. So we were able to match that last 500 from our own funds, and yes, fantastic amount.
And Christina, can you just tell me a little bit about how that money gets spent?
So that money is being spent to support our casework. So each person that we're working with has got a team of expert debt advisors at CAP's head office working on their case, and we make a monthly contribution towards that casework. So this is going to fund our casework.
If people want to donate, what's the best way to do it? Because as well as people in need, you have people who genuinely want to reach out and help. And I think there was a story of somebody giving a very large, generous donation here last week. But do they have to come here to do it?
You can give to us via our website, which is heartscf.org.uk, and we will use those funds like we did this grant, where we made up the last £500 of this grant. Anything that people donate to us, we can use to complete grants, to give directly to organisations and to help families in need. And any individuals who want to think about setting up a fund, or any other companies in Hertfordshire who want to think about setting up a fund, should reach out to us.
And the cost of living, Christina, it's the top story in the newspapers. Politicians are being asked to do more, but how pressing is the need?
Very pressing. We're seeing a real rise in people coming forward to ask for debt help. We've already seen, I think, almost twice the number of people this year than we did in the whole of last year. Part of that would be to do with lockdown, but we are seeing a real increase in the need for help. Alongside the debt help support that we offer, we also run something called the Money Course, which is a money management course. It's 3 sessions and it's absolutely brilliant, and it helps people to build a budget, balance a budget, and then stick to a budget afterwards, which is really crucial skills for a lot of people finding themselves more stretched than they've ever been before. Having those money management skills is a real blessing to them, and we're really glad to be able to offer that course through the Liberty Tearooms.
And you did a lot online during the COVID lockdowns, and that's proved popular.
Yeah, so we do a mix of online and in person now. So we run some courses here at the Liberty Tearooms. We've run some in other venues across Hemel Hempstead. And we also continue to run them online. We found it made the course accessible to people who otherwise would not have been able to do the course. So we've continued running them online as well.
And if people want to give, they can, as you said, go to your website.
Yes, they can do. So people who want to donate to the Hertfordshire Community Foundation can do so on our website, which is heartscf.org.uk. But also, if people want to set up funds, so companies or individuals want to set up funds with us, they should also reach out.
Now, I'm joined again by Owen, and tell me a little bit, if people want to help, do they have to come down here to have a cup of tea or donate, or can they do it online?
Yeah, they can do a bit of both. They can come down and see me, or they can send me an email, which is good. It's owen@libertytearooms.co.uk, and they can do it via our website as well, libertytearooms.co.uk.
And are you pleased with your vision 5 years on, if you look around you in the atmos and the number of repeat visits you now have?
Yeah, we've got a real community that's developed over this last 5 years, and we were just sort of reflecting on the fact we had to close for 16 months during COVID, and we weren't entirely sure would we ever open again, and here we are now, some 9 months since we opened back in August, and yeah, things are going really well. We're very, very happy.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for talking to the Affinity Water podcast series today, and we're very pleased to be able to donate to the Liberty Tearooms and feel that we're reaching out to people who are struggling with the cost of living at the moment. Georgina, Christina, Owen, Kerry-Anne, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.